Hello, hello. Happy November. It's that season with change of weather. It's getting cooler. We're in the middle of a little bit of a typhoon. So I'm here with my dogs. This is Maddie and George. I wanted to introduce them both um, to you also just because this is my favorite time to be cuddling them. They're just super soft and cuddly and warm. So they're kind of like my blanket in the winter months. So talking about winter months and talking about transitions into a new season. Um, hey, stop falling asleep. I wanted to go through just some of the products that I chose this month to help us transition well into a season, this fall season. So I'm just going to share my screen. If I can figure out how to do that. There we go. Let's see. So we'll do a split screen. Okay, so this month I chose several products to help us transition, as I said. And it is, they're mainly one to help us with the changes in our bodies. And also, secondly, is to help us with the different bacterias and the viruses that circulate, also with the lowered immune system. So to help boost our immune system. So the first one I wanted to really explain here and introduce is this. It's called Seve Imperiale, one of my ultimate favorite products for lower immune system when it comes to a change of season. And the reason why I like to use more honey hive kind of nutrients is because it's also antiviral and antibacterial. Whereas, for example, if it was, and also it's quite nourishing for the body. So usually in the winter months, we'll need a little bit more nutrients to get our body through that winter season. So it's also, I think in Chinese, like because it has a little bit of honey and propolis in there, it's yundi. So it's great for the throat as well. And there's just a little bit more moisture in that versus something like a vitamin C. Not that vitamin C is not, I don't use it, but this one is really my go-to more in like those winter months, just because also it tastes amazing. So what is in this Seve Imperiale is basically all the nutrients from the honey hive. And the honey hive is not just honey, right? It has propolis, eucalyptus, pollen, bee pollen, that is. And I can actually read you the full ingredient list. Pine, honey, as I mentioned, propolis, sea buckthorn as well. So sea buckthorn is also used in skincare. So it's very, very moisturizing, but also has those very potent, I'm going to put them down actually, very potent nutrients in there to help us regain strength while we're battling a flu-like symptom or just having a lowered immune system. And talking about immune system, the other two would be probiotics. Probiotics are really my go-to in terms of just building a strong immune system because that is a foundation. So probiotics, very first and foremost. And then I'd say a vitamin D supplement. So after you've built that foundation, if you need more, like for example, if you're feeling a little bit stuffy in the nose or not as, you feel like you're coming down with something, that's afterwards. That's when I would add in something like a vitamin C or the Seve Imperiale. So I really use probiotics, not just for gut health, but because gut health is linked to our whole entire well-being, our immune system being one big factor. Probiotics and prebiotics, getting it from, your foods, your fibers, that's really like your foundation for your immunity, but also your total health. So, Udo's has an infant, a children's, an adult, and Super 8 blend. The reason why I like Udo's choice is because it really has a wide spectrum of bacteria strains. And there's so much research out there that shows that we really need that variety of strains, variety of bacteria. But at the same time, dosage is just as important. So you can't really have 10 or 15 varieties, but you only have a very small dosage of each. So you need that balance, and balance is important. On top of that, they are human adapted bacteria strains, meaning that it will adhere to our intestinal lining and it can be assimilated. It can be absorbed into our body. And so immune system probiotics foundation, if I really should have started off with this one first. And then if you feel like you need that booster, then you can take the Seve Imperiale or something like a vitamin C. And the reason why I chose Birch as something to help our bodies transition is because oftentimes with a change of temperatures, both air temperature and also humidity, our joints start to feel a little bit more stiff. And so the birch really just helps with like the draining of the fluid so we don't retain the we don't retain the water. And so birch in particular is really, really good for our kidneys, also a little bit for our livers, but it really helps just with that extra water retention we might be feeling, especially with meals, heavier meals coming up with Thanksgiving, and also the holidays, but more so the change of season, the change of temperature, the change of humidity. And speaking of changes, with lower humidity, we also get drier skin. And so with the dry skin, we know that, internal, or really our skin is a reflection of what's happening inside our bodies, right? So, of course, we want to be able to be moisturizing, probably a little bit more diligently and consistently in during these drier months. So, these different lotions are great. I like the Knipe ones because they have that added essential oils in them. So more for mood lifting, and particularly this Evening Primos body lotion here on my left is where you get just really, really nourishing oils in there. And so you want you want topical application to help re-nourish your skin. But also we know that we also need to moisturize our inner being. And this is with oil. So oil is really important for every single one of our cells. Um, if we don't have enough oil in our body, one of the first places to see it is actually in our skin. So dry skin also means you probably are not getting enough oil for your needs. And you know, you could opt for something like olive oil, avocado oil, a lot of those like really great nourishing oils, macadamia oil, you know, of course, if they're cold pressed, coconut oil. But the reason why I like to take the udo's oil is because it's necessary for life, right? All those other oils, coconut oil, avocado, macadamia, olive, like all of those are not necessary for life. They're great oils, but they are not the omega-3s and 6s that we need for our bodies to be working well. And so I always, the udo's oil is really, I don't see it as a supplement. I just take it with my meals every meal. It's almost like something's missing if I don't have my udo's oil. And so I'll just drizzle it on top of my food, into soups, even of course salads, but stir fries, anything after you've cooked, then you can drizzle it on. And coconut oil, the reason why I've included this in this month's promotion is because coconut oil is also a really great oil for, you know, the anti-inflammatory, antiviral. Sorry. And yeah, so the antiviral, antibacterial. And so we just really, you know, this is a nice secondary oil that you could put it on topically. You can cook with it. You can, of course, take it in as well. But topically, it's such a versatile oil. So I have used it in so many different scenarios, from, you know, putting it on topically after a burn, after a cut, when I feel like I'm having a rash coming up. I have even used it as, I think they want to come up. I have even used it as as eye drop, eye moisturizing. So I've been struggling with dry eyes recently. I'm still trying to work on it. Um, but it's a reminder to me that I probably need to be taking more oils internally, but and probably taking better care of my contacts. But also the VCO has been helping me. So what I do is I drop like a very tiny drop into my eyes before I go to bed, and it does help with that. But I know that it is definitely an internal thing. So as I work on that, you know, I'm also putting things on topically into my eyes to help with the moisture. So I hope this was helpful. I will be back hopefully with more videos. And yeah, so stay healthy, stay warm in this next season as we transition, and always be joyful. Thank you. Bye bye.